This is the Strutmasters rear conversion installation for the Mercedes SL500. This conversion fits models 2003 through 2006. Raise your vehicle, install the proper supports, then remove the rear wheel. Locate the bleed valve behind the wheel and bleed the hydraulic fluid. Always remember to close the valve when you're through. Remove the control arm rock shield. Loosen the bolt for the lower shock mount. Next, loosen the inner control arm nut. This will allow the arm to drop down so the strut can be removed. Now dislocate the track bar. It will be necessary to remove the lower caliper bolt from the caliper. Next, remove the hub from the control arm. Disconnect the second track locator bar. Pull the arm down, move it to the side, and then raise the lower control arm 1 to 2 inches. This allows the bolt to loosen, enabling you to disconnect the hub from the control arm. Pull the hub back and lower the control arm. Next, we'll go inside the vehicle to remove the upper strut mount bolts. It's also necessary to remove the interior panels from the trunk. This allows you to access the upper strut mount. Remove the wiring and the 2 bolts that hold the upper strut. Remove the height sensor bracket from the chassis to ensure that the height sensor arm is not broken. Now we'll disconnect the hydraulic connector. This has a quick disconnect that can be pulled down. Pull down on the control arm, remove the lower strut bolt, and remove the strut from the vehicle. Now we need to remove the hydraulic line from the factory strut. This needs to be capped off securely with the cap that comes with the kit. Make sure the brass cap is tight enough so that it will not spin. When removing the Strutmaster strut from the box, check to ensure that all the hardware is there. Next, reinstall the hydraulic tube back into the vehicle. Use the quick disconnect to connect it and stick it up behind the wheel well panel. This keeps it out of the way of the new strut. Remove the nuts and washers from the upper mount. Installing the new strut will require 2 people. One person needs to be at the trunk to put the nuts on the top of the strut mount while the other person holds it in place. Be sure to have your partner tighten both the nuts on the upper strut mount. Now install the bottom bolt to the shock mount. Prior to assembly of the new strut, there's a sleeve in the forward section of the hub assembly. This sleeve needs to be driven back in so it can clear the slide pin. In order to accomplish this, we'll use a 14mm short socket. Take a long extension, align the socket on the sleeve, and drive the sleeve back into place. This allows clearance for the sleeve on the control arm to connect with the hub assembly. Now jack the control arm up and reconnect the hub assembly. Once the control arm is back into place, reinstall the bolt that holds the hub assembly. Now install the nut on the back side and tighten. Continue to tighten the bolt to reset the sleeve that was pushed back in the hub assembly. Now put the nut back on the lower strut bolt. Retighten the inner control arm nut. Lower the control arm and reinstall the track bar. Now reinstall the front locator arm. Once all the bolts have been tightened, remove the jack. Don't forget to reinstall the brake caliper bolt. Now we'll reinstall the height position sensor. Replace the lower control arm rock shield. Double check that all of your bolts have been tightened. Reinstall the rear wheel and lower the vehicle to the ground. After you have completed both sides of the installation, reinstall all the interior panels. It's highly recommended that a 4-wheel alignment be done. This completes the Strutmasters rear conversion installation for the Mercedes SL500.